Good afternoon to everyone listening to me out there. My name is Olumide. People call me Ayilabo or Yawagbe. Today, I welcome you all to this program. This is the first episode of this program. We call it Agri Youth. Now, why do we come up with this kind of program? We come up with this kind of program just to look at the youth involvement in agriculture now, because everybody believes they say youth are the leaders of tomorrow. Though I don't really believe in that, because now the situation of the country is not even giving us the room to believe in that. But notwithstanding, we know definitely Yoruba will say the Akuko. So definitely we youth, we need to get involved in agriculture, and that is why I come up with a guest today that is going to tell us what are the youth involvement. Do we even have youth in this agricultural sector? Like, are youth involved in this agricultural sector? So I don't want to talk much, because my guest is already with me in the studio here. So I'll be bringing on board Mr. David Aladio Ton. We'll be talking to us about the youth involvement today. Brother, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Um, um, for let me say, for people that doesn't know you, or for people that are just joining us on this show for the first time, so please kindly introduce yourself to the audience, sir. Hello. Hello.
Thank you, sir. I'm popular as Water. I am the coordinator, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Baragi
Okay.
West Local Branch. Thank you for having me tonight.
Okay. Thank you very much. Definitely today we'll be talking more about agriculture, because that is what Voice of the Farmer is trying to preach and popularize. Now let me even ask this question from this angle. Now, are you a farmer, sir?
Yes, I'm a farmer. I'm a farmer.
Yeah. Why I ask the question is that, me looking at you, it's very obvious you are still a youth. So I believe people do say agriculture is a dirty job now. So most of our youth nowadays don't really want to go into agriculture now. So which aspect of farming do you go into, sir?
Thank you for that wonderful question. But I would love to lay a background.
Okay.
Gone are those days when youth says agriculture is an old-fashioned business. Agriculture is not profitable. I classify that as a result of lack of awareness and, of
Hmm.
course, short information as regards agriculture. There are
Hmm.
several departments in agriculture. You can go into any aspect of agriculture. There are several ones. So gone are those days when youth says agriculture is old-fashioned. So any youth that's still saying that now, I guess it needs to be oriented. So
Hmm.
on my own part, honestly, I've from a very long time, I'm a farmer. I do cassava and maize plantation.
Okay.
Sometimes ago, I even plant potato.
Hmm.
But my education for a while have seized me from planting cassava for a while. But
Okay.
currently I'm into livestock and and an aquaculturist. So
Hmm.
I'm happy and I am glad that I am among the 70% Nigerians producing fish for consumption. So thank you very much for your
Hmm.
question.
I, 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 I love that, because definitely that means you have a lot to say about when we talk about the youth involvement in agriculture. Now let me ask this question before going to the youth involvement. Now, have you ever had any regret that why do I even venture into agriculture? And actually, are you doing only agriculture? Like, you are not doing any other job apart from agriculture? Or the first question is that, do you have any regret that why do I even venture into agriculture?
Honestly, I have no regrets, and I must say
Hmm.
this categorically.
Hmm.
Uh, thank God, I want to appreciate Lagos State government
Hmm.
under Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Why? Because one of his programs, redirected me back to a Greek line, and ever
Hmm.
since then, I've been stable.
Hmm.
You see, doing agriculture is to me, I see it as
Um, I
Us,
think the network
em-
is okay.
yes, that's what most of youth can, of course, embark on. I have several
Mm,
other jobs I do, but it's not actually taking me away from the line of agriculture. It's just for me to go to
mm,
my farm, do little thing I want to do, supervise, and I see how my fishes are swimming. I see how my animals are doing, and of course I do necessary things and I leave. Anytime I want to be out of town, I delegate people to take charge of my farm,
mm,
and I've been doing
mm,
well. I have no regret at all. I have
mm.
no
Uh,
regret at all.
Thank you very much for answering that question. Now, let's go to the topic proper. Now, like, my first question is that do you think we are doing agriculture well, like the way we need to do agriculture in Nigeria? Are we doing it right at all?
Yes, I would like to inform us that from onset, Nigeria is an agrarian society.
Mm,
Nigeria is known for agriculture, but what we are having today, we are gradually depreciating, and it is all because of most of our youth graduates are looking for white collar job. Of course, white collar job is okay too, but it's not taking
mm,
us. It shouldn't take us away from agriculture. It
mm,
it has
mm,
nothing. It has nothing to do with our white collar job. So we need to
mm,
get it right.
mm,
So
mm,
I would also like to inform us that from onset over the years, over 70% of Nigeria population are into agriculture. And
mm,
I want you to also agree with me that Nigeria, we are into we produce cassava in high quantity.
mm.
We produce maize, we produce guinea corn. so
Coconut.
so all these things
Mm,
are part of Nigerian production. And I think in 2021 or such, in 2021, we were seen as the most highest cassava producing country. And of
mm,
course, in that same year, agriculture contributed, I think, 22.32% of our GDP income.
mm,
And that is to tell you that is to tell you that we are still on the track to.
mm,
And I would also like to inform you that the northern part of Nigeria make it very easy and possible for rearing livestock. That's why you can see
mm,
we produce about 18 point something percent of cattle. And we also produce in Africa. Nigeria is the largest fish consumption nation.
mm,
And that
mm,
is telling you that if you are into aquaculture in Nigeria, you can
mm.
actually survive. You can
Exactly.
actually do well. And that is telling
Mm,
us that in Nigeria we consume a lot of fish. Though we consume
mm.
cattle too, but as research has it, we consume enough
A lot of.
fish from the
Mm,
aquaculture. And we also research has it that about 3.3 million tons of fish are being consumed annually in Nigeria.
mm.
So this
That's massive.
is a good news for those of us that are into
Mm,
aquaculture. So
exactly. And that.
I'm I'm also happy that I'm part of people,
Mm,
contributing that to the nation. So in a
thank you.
nutshell,
Mm,
Nigeria is also, we are an agrarian nation, and of course we are into agriculture. We are doing our best too in agriculture. But I
mm,
want to bring out something clearly, that the 70% population of Nigeria that are into agriculture, they are the age, they are actually
mm,
the old category, who
mm,
actually don't see the new technologies and innovations of expanding agriculture and
mm,
increasing its productivity. So
mm,
this
mm,
might also be one of the reasons why we are not
mm,
doing well in agriculture. But
mm,
compared to
mm,
where we're having a lot of graduates who are youth,
mm, mm,
driving the technologies in agriculture.
mm.
So I believe if the youth embark and come back on this sector, will actually do well.
Thank you
So
very much, Mr. David Alajoto. Before I continue with my question, let me just go on this short break. Just short break.
Student ẹ tẹ́tí gbọ́ tuntun aṣùtìyàrí ẹ̀yà wa bí gbà lọ ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin ẹ tètè lọ́kọ̀ọ́sẹ́ ẹ̀yin obìnrin ẹ gbàlẹ̀ ọkọ lọ jam student ẹ wá gbọ́ tuntun ẹ fìwélẹ̀ ẹ lọ́mí àdákò iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa ni àti jíṣẹ́ tí a súnra wa.
Why are we playing this kind of thing on this kind of show? Like, definitely, I know I'm trying to pass a message across to everybody.
The music is fantastic.
Exactly. Those guys said ASU, everybody, all the students are on strike now. Like ASU is on strike now. So instead of you sitting down at home not doing anything, definitely I think the best thing for you to do, the best work for you to do is agriculture. So back to Mr. Comrade Aladioton. Now you already said something that why you are going to say we are not doing agriculture well in Nigeria is because maybe we have little involvement of youth now, because the people practicing agriculture are the aged people now. So now, what do you think we can do, or what do you think the government can do to bring more youth to agriculture now? Because that is the reason why we come up with this program. We call it Agri Youth now. Like, we need more youth involvement now, because nothing can be possible without youth involvement. Let me just be frank with us. So now, what do you think we can do, and what are the things you think we can advise the government, or what are the steps you think, if when we take this step, there will be more youth involvement in agriculture?
Yes, thank you for your question. This question also lies on individual youth, government, and parents. It's not only government. I always say that we should not put all blames on government.
Exactly.
As individual, we also need to play our part. Our interests matter most in whatever we want to do.
Exactly.
Then another thing is that the parent should also, teach their children in a kind of way they want them to go. We should also be encouraging our children, to be involved in agriculture, at least from when they started from at their tender age. By the time they are growing up, of course, they will not depart by it. Agriculture to me is a profession of life. Whether you are a professor, whether you are an engineer, whether you are a pastor, whether you are a mechanic, whether you are a doctor, you must be an agrarian person. Because ordinarily, nothing stops you to own your own vegetable farm.
Exactly.
Nothing stops you to have your own chicken at home. Nothing stops you to go into your own private fish at home. So agriculture to me is a life profession. And I want to encourage every person to take charge and go into agriculture, whether large or small. It is expected. And one of the other things we can do is continuous awareness on the necessity of agriculture. We need to know as youth, we need to know that we are the future of food security. What do we mean by food security? The people producing food for us today, most of their practices are not good. Most of practices are not hygienic. We have seen people feeding their animal with foods that are not hygienic. We have seen people planting products on a very, very bad plot of land. We have seen people. I've seen a situation whereby somebody feeding his fish, with a very bad practice that me personally I doesn't like. So, but to us, we are saying all these things because of the orientation we have as youth.
Exactly.
So if more youth can come into the sector, we'll be securing our food in the next future. So government need to government, stakeholders, organizations, farmers associations and what have you, we must start continuous orientation and awareness. That is why for us in my local branch now, by next month, we'll be having a training on snaring in partnership with Voice of Farmer. So those are the things we need to be doing so that we'll keep informing the younger generation. Another thing that government can also do is to rebrand agriculture.
Rebranding.
School, yes, rebranding of agriculture right from school level. Let students at the primary school see agriculture as a life subject, not a profession this time, a life subject. You know, so also in the university, nothing bad if we made agriculture a compulsory course.
Like
nothing
mathematics and English. Like you do in mathematics and English. If you don't have agri, you will not cross to university.
That is it. If you are failed to provide, if you are failed to produce food for yourself, then who are you expecting to produce it for you? That is just it. That is why today you can see that in the labor market, certain things are highly cost.
Exactly.
During the COVID-19 outbreak, ordinary gari that you can buy, if you buy 200 naira gari, your whole family can eat. Gari became a gold. It is because of the shortage production.
Exactly.
So a lot of people were not producing food for the nation. In a situation whereby you have 70% Nigeria population in farming, and just 40% are producing for trade purpose, surely there will be shortage of whatever thing they are producing.
Exactly.
And you that is claiming professor, you will have your money, but you will not see what to buy.
Exactly.
So it is vice versa. So government has to rebrand agriculture right from school level. And of course, if possible, let us make agriculture a compulsory course so that every person will have, the knowledge of agriculture. Then another thing is the insecurity has also been affecting us majorly in Nigeria. Insecurity has been affecting agriculture. So government should do everything to make sure that we secure farmers. And of course, individuals that are into farming, government has to make sure that the security network is very, very solid and guarantee their productivity.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr.
Government should also.
Thank you very much, Comrade Aladio. So I think the network is somehow fluctuating. Let me acknowledge Comrade Francis, the president for NAPWest. Now that is Badagry West Student Association. So I really appreciate you. Now, before I go to my next question, let me just play this short clip talking about Voice of the Farmer. Let me just play this.
The Voice of the Farmer. They stand for farmers entirely. Their challenges and also having a solution to it. Trust me, not just the challenges and also a solution to it. And they are really concerned about the farmers, what their challenges are, and supporting them as well. It's been a good collaboration with them. It's very wonderful having them around us. At least we have a media, the Voice of a Farmer, standing for the farmers. It's really nice. So, watching the Voice of a Farmer.
Yes, thank you very much. Ambassador Nikki Maswell said, keep watching Voice of the Farmer. Thank you very much for that one. Now, you said something about the educational system now, which I want to bring something out of it now, because I think when I was in school then, why I don't really understand what agriculture was then, it was because I think the subject that has the highest note, that you write note is agriculture. After agri is biology now. I think probably maybe do you agree with me that we need to advise probably, let me say, the Ministry of Education to look into that aspect now, that we should be doing more of practical agriculture now. It is different from writing notes. We'll be talking about STEM, talking about roots, talking about we don't even have the practical knowledge of all these things. Now, what do you think about that? What advice do you have for the government about this? Because I think you made mention about the educational sector. Now, that was why I go to that aspect. Now, do you think we should inculcate practical agriculture in our educational system now?
Yes, of course. That is the major thing that will really help us from beginning. Practical agriculture will encourage the younger person to actually do the thing, say it and do it. And of course, see what you are doing. Anytime I visit my farm, if I see my fishes, I feel it. I feel it. That is the beauty of agriculture. So let us make sure that we can advise Ministry of Education to make sure that practical agriculture are introduced to the schools. I'm also trying to say something before, sir. I wanted to also urge that the government should open a kind of professional guide on agriculture, whereby although I know Lagos State government is actually doing well on that, but we need to continue. Individuals who actually want to go into particular farming aspect, let them have a professional guide free of charge. Let it be free of charge. Like we love what Lagos State are doing in Araga, Ekpe, Abia, in Badagry, and the likes. So by so doing, they will encourage more youth, to come. But we will advise government to also make sure that enough facilities are put in those places. Training, seminar, workshops, and the likes should be encouraged so that youth will be eager to be in agriculture.
Thank you very much, Comrade Aldo. Let me even use this opportunity to commend the Lagos State government, because they are really doing well when it comes to agricultural sector. Though I don't really know much about it, but the one I think I experienced, and I was among the students that was trained in the snail value chain, and I think that was last month. So they are really doing well when it comes to decentralization and training of youth now in agricultural sector now. So, Comrade Adeoton, we have been saying this, we have been advising the youth, we have been advising the government that, okay, this is what we should do. We don't talk about the enabling environment now, because when youth have interest in going into agriculture and there is no enabling environment for them to, because now you can't expect someone like me that doesn't even have a job and I said I want to go into agriculture and I need land, because definitely you do agriculture on a land now. Probably, I think there are some techniques now that you don't need too much land, like maybe all this soilless farming and other things like that. But I want you to talk about this enabling environment, because I think that is the most important aspect where the government needs to also look into as well, because we have more lands that are just laying fallow that nobody's doing. When you are going to Ibadan, you see all these lands there. People are even saying, can't we have a farm village or agricultural village that, okay, empower the youth now, okay, put facilities, internet, electricity, and put it there now, and just bring you together, and okay, we have something for you at the youth village, at the agricultural village. So what do you think about the providing a enabling environment for the youth?
Yes, thank you for that question. I think one of the most important things that can guarantee whatever we are doing as people or as nation is security. And we all know that as we are in Nigeria today, insecurity is highly threatening. So government should ensure maximum security for every person.
Okay.
Then secondly, in Uganda, there's something that Uganda government does. Uganda government has a very massive plot of land, whereby they will calculate the month of whatever you want to plant and the period of your harvesting. Uganda will calculate it, and they will recruit you people. They will put you there. You're feeding throughout the period. The government cater for it. Then your shelter, your most of the thing, government cater for it. Then you start doing your farming there. The least plot of land is a very big land. Then you receive plot of land according to what you want to do.
Exactly.
And yes, and after you do your harvesting, after you finish your harvesting, you vacate the place, and another set of people will come.
You come, exactly.
Yes. So it's a very good plan. Lagos State government too is trying to do such a thing, but they have not actually get it well. Like recently, I was part of the beneficiary at Araga when we went for a training, and after the training, some people were selected based on your performance. Though I fall into second category. So as we speak today, even the first set of people have started. They are farming something. They have started, but I think they have not harvested yet. So we want government to increase that capacity, because what we are having here is not enough. We want government, federal government, state government across this federation to embark on this type of a thing. Let there be a massive plot of land. We have a lot of land, but government are not capitalizing on them. Go to Ogun State, there are a lot of land here. Come to Badagry here. Go to some other part of Lagos State, there are a lot of land there. Let government modernize all these lands and use it for the purpose of agriculture. Let us also make all these things, all these farming tools available for youth.
Exactly.
So if truly youth are encouraged in this aspect, of course, most of us will want to go into farming. Another thing that I also want to say is that you see what is happening in Badagry at Afowo. The government, Lagos State government, has constructed cage and pen culture on the open river there for youth, and we have about 200 or to 250 youth, that have been empowered through that cage culture. They are doing well, but it saddens my heart. It saddens me when I also discover that most of the youth are not truly ready to do this thing with passion. And I keep asking myself, what is really wrong with us? I'm telling you, what is really wrong with us as younger people? We actually don't want to do anything. We want to cut corner. It's not done. It's not done. So I also want to urge my colleagues. I want to use this medium to address our youth, my fellow colleagues. We can do agriculture. In fact, some of the departments in Agric, I see them as pleasure work. If you are into fishery, go for professional seminars, go for professional trainings, and be doing your fishery. It stops you from any other job.
Exactly.
So we also need to take cognizance of our life, and I believe God will actually help us. Thank you very much.
Now, before we round up the program, I think we have a lot of comments at the comment section, so I want us to look into those questions. I think one of the questions you have answered as Comrade Jacob said, how can the government increase the interest of youth now in agriculture? Which I think you already said that. So he also gave kudos to Uganda government that for that program. Now he's not saying now that we have real estate business that is making wave now. Everybody wants to sell land now. You want to sell house. He said, will there still be enough land in Lagos for agriculture in the nearest future? So what do you think about that? Because it's obvious now everybody wants to sell land, everybody wants to sell it. So and you can always do agriculture on land now, even if you want to do livestock or anything. So what do you think about this?
Yes, land is the most valuable thing in agriculture. I've seen a situation whereby a man, as serious as that man is, he has no land. But he gets bako sack, and pour sand. He got about 20 bako sack and pour sand and plant yam. The day I saw the thing, I was highly surprised. That is to tell you how serious that person is. So truly, the issue of estate is consuming land in Nigeria today. And that is where attention of government and attention of landowners needs to be drawn. Government is expected to have a massive plot of land across states, across local government. Yes, for agriculture. Before all the lands will be consumed by those that are doing estates. It's their business. It's their business. And you cannot stop them from doing it.
Exactly.
And of course, it's a very good business too. But those people are very smart. Government should not sit down too. Government now at this point of time should also go on a massive land project and land reservation for agriculture.
Mm.
When you have land reservation for agriculture and you have needed equipment and tools, the next thing for you to do is to train youth, empower them to go into farming, put them in that place, and see that they will do well.
Exactly.
Like what we are doing in Afowo. Government has constructed cage for you, open cage on the river, construct cage for you, give you fish, give you feed. So the only thing you need to do is to go and feed your fish, supervise your fish, and go away. It is so simple as that. It is so simple as that. So if programs like that continues, I think it will be okay. So that is what government can do. We need to make the atmosphere so interesting and encouraging for youth to come in.
Thank you very much, Comrade. Now I will round up the program with this question. Now, I think the program we have in Nigeria now currently that brings, let me say, almost all the youth together is the NYSC now, because definitely if we have the chance to pass through school now, you definitely go for service now, you go for NYSC. So now, what do you think government can do, since we are talking about youth involvement now? How do you think we can make use of that convergence now? Like, okay, almost every six months now we have people going for service now. So, and we said we are trying to publicize or even trying to look at how youth can be more involved, youth involvement in agriculture. What do you think government can do as regard NYSC now to bring more youth into agriculture? Let's just use that one to round up the program.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I think it's a very straightforward question. And that camp is a wonderful camp, and what government need to do is just to, like, within the 1 year of service, government should try to create maybe 2 or 3 months empowerment on agriculture. As why youth are actually on their service, let there be a separated 2 to 3 months, mainly for agriculture. Mainly for agriculture, educate them on agriculture, bring experts, educate them on agriculture, tell them what to do on agriculture, and even if possible, after leaving the camp and after the 1 year service, empower them to go into small-scale agriculture. Empower them. You may not give them money, because if you give them money, they will just use the money and go.
Anyhow, exactly.
You can empower them after the service with 150,000 or 200,000 naira to start something. And most youths, after the service, you just see us wondering. 5-6 years, no job. 5-6 years, no job. But in case you are empowering them immediately after the service with like 200,000 naira, a 200,000 naira will start a small-scale business.
Exactly.
It will start, and before we know, you will see people they will develop interest and they will grow the farm themselves. So I think those are the things that government can actually do. Then society and associations too are not left out.
Exactly.
I traveled. When I was, let me tell you this, when I was the coordinator for African Child and Youth Initiative in Lagos, I traveled to Ghana. When I got to Ghana, it's just for us to go and motivate youth in another Africa country. When I got there, what did I do? I discovered that there are a lot of farmland unused. So I had meeting with the ESCOs of the place. It's at Kuma Bala or Kuma Dunyon. So I had meeting with the ESCOs. I discussed with them. Let's go and meet your ballet to give you, and they are good in maize planting there. So we'll give you some plot of land. You guys should plant maize. Then after the harvest, you can replant again. So whatever income you are having, you can share it within yourself. And we did. I made sure we plant the land before I left that place. So associations, churches, and mosques too can do the same. Let's group our youth. Give them plot of land. Let them go on farming. Whatever they harvest on the land, let it be for them. Let them share the money within themselves and reharvest again. So I think that is a very good, is an idea of socialism then, in the then African state. That is how we do. We cooperate with ourselves and do something together. So finally, sir, I'm sorry, sir. Before I
No problem.
go, I want to use this medium to advise our youth and to inform them that next month, on the 9th of July, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Barari West Local Branch, is in conjunction with Voice of Farmer, and we will be training youth on snairy. So personally, I've been reaching out to personalities and individuals. I've been appealing on social media to sponsor our youth. So I also want to use this medium to address our senior brothers to help us to sponsor our youth. A youth is just 5,000 naira. And in the training, they are entitled to manual, training manual, t-shirts, written materials. And of course, we're also planning that after the training, we will also write authority to empower our youth with snail. And of course, they can, go into the business. So I want to urge us as coordinator too. I am praying. I want to sponsor about 3 youths myself. That's 15,000 naira. So I want to urge every person listening to us too, leaders of youth organization, student body, community youth, representative, politicians, stakeholders. Please, we will reach you at least 2, 1, 3 sponsor before we know we have removed poverty and of course redirect life of one youth over there in our community. Thank you very much at Voice of Farmer for bringing us on board. We appreciate your effort.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Comrade Adeoton. I really appreciate your time on the program. So I'll be saying this now that agriculture is one of the best profession that you can go into. Don't look at it like a dirty job now, because it's no food, no nation. It's about this one there. See, no matter how
Yes.
even a doctor or a professor, you definitely eat. So these are the people that provide the food that you eat now. So I'm just urging all the youth now. Let's go into agriculture, no matter how small it's going to be. Let's go into agriculture. Now, I also want to talk about the training that is coming up on the 9th now. So we are collaborating with NYCN, that is National Youth Council of Nigeria, Badagry West Local Council now. So to come up with the training on snail value chain now, not just snail now, the value chain now, you can see is a massive project now. So 9th of July about graduates at Sultan Beach. So you can reach out to Comrade Adeoton on how to get the form or how to be part of the program. So I want to say every Thursday, by God's grace, we are going to come up with this program. We call it Agri Youth. Now, how can we have more youth? Because we have different farmers now, different people that are youth. We also come up with different people probably that are not youth that can always come and advise us on what to do, on how to become something probably when you want to come into agriculture now. So I remember myself, my name is Olumide. People call me Ayilabo Oriawagbe. I'll be handing over today, like just saying bye-bye on the program today. Now we'll call Agri Youth. See you next week on Thursday, same time, same station. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this.
The Voice of a Farmer. They stand for farmers entirely, their challenges, and also having a solution to it. Trust me, not just the challenges, and also a solution to it. And they are really concerned about the farmers, what their challenges are, and supporting them as well. It's been a good collaboration with them. It's very wonderful having them around us. At least we have a media, the Voice of a Farmer, standing for the farmers. It's really nice. So keep watching the Voice of a Farmer.